everyone, this is Katie Colleen here. Welcome back, Colleen Clan, or if you're new, then come join the family. Today I'll be showing you how to make Temari's Genin dress from Naruto. So let's start with the pattern. It's always much simpler if you have some sort of commercial pattern that you can alter for your cosplay. For Temari's Genin outfit, I found this McCall's M7565 pattern. So I'll be using this dress C in the pattern. So you'll see it already features a tie around the waist. It's more loose fitting in the bodice, and you'll also notice it has the rolled sleeves that also matches Temari's outfit. So the only changes we really have to make to this pattern is we're going to have to change the skirt a little, and then we're going to have to change the neckline, and that front part where the buttons are in this pattern, we're going to have to offset a little bit for Temari's design. I am using a white cotton fabric, and if you want to make this cosplay on a budget, just get some bed sheets, some curtains, some tablecloths, maybe at your local thrift store. So now let's walk through how we're going to modify this commercial pattern. I'm starting with the back piece, and you'll notice that in this pattern the back is actually broken up into two different pieces. So I'm taking those two back pattern pieces and I'm just going to put them right next to each other, and we're going to cut them out as one piece. And I'm also going to make a little bit of a modification to the shape of the skirt. So you can see where I have folded the pattern so that it's a straight line from the armpit downward. Now we will need to know how long to make this dress as well. So I'm going to take a tape measure and just kind of measure how long I personally feel comfortable having this dress. Now for me, that was 37 inches long. So I'm going to continue that straight line down to the 37 inches mark. So now let's move on to the front piece of the pattern. So you can see with the front pattern piece, I have also folded it down to make the skirt a straight cut. So in the pattern, you have these little buttons going down the front. And for Temari's Genin design, she has a closure kind of on the left side of the bodice. So I'm just going to cut the pattern 4 inches wider out, and that is going to offset that center piece. And the final piece of the pattern we will need to cut out is going to be the sleeves, and we actually don't have to make any modifications to the sleeves. We can just use them from the pattern as is. So now let's get to sewing this together. So the very first seam I'm going to sew is always going to be the shoulder seam. So I'm going to take my back piece and my front piece, and I'm going to match up where the shoulders line up. I'm using a straight stitch on my sewing machine for all of the sewing that I'm doing for this dress. And with those two seams completed, we can already see this dress start to take shape. Now the next thing we're gonna add is the sleeves. It is much easier to connect the sleeve now than after you have sewn the side seam. The ends of the sleeve pattern will match up to that armpit area on the front and back, and it will continue throughout the shoulder seam that we've already done. And then this is how it looks when you have your sleeves attached. And we only have one seam left to sew before this is somewhat in a wearable state. So this is going to be the side seam down the sleeves all the way through the armpit and down the side of the dress. And this is how our dress looks right now. It's really starting to take shape. Now something you will notice about this dress, however, is that it is really sheer with one layer of cotton. You can see the green color of my dress form through the dress. So I'm going to make this costume completely lined. What that means is that everything that we've done so far in this tutorial, we are going to actually completely repeat again. So after I've sewn my second layer, I can now line up my outside layers and my lining layers. And you'll see this now looks just so much thicker and neater, and you can no longer see the color of my dress form through the dress. And then I can also change the neckline. Temari has, in some references, an off-the-shoulder neckline, and in other references, just a pretty dramatic scoop neck. You can kind of choose which reference pictures you would like to go off of. Now you'll notice that currently I have quite a bit of overlap in the front of the dress. So I'm just going to cut down all that excess overlap, and now we can sew both layers of the dress together. I am matching up the necklines, I am matching up both of the front seams, and I'm matching up the bottom hem. I'm basically sewing around the entire outline of this dress. Now when you do this, you do need to make sure to leave a hole so that you can flip this inside out. You'll notice that I have all of my seams, the side seams, the shoulder seams, all facing outward at this point. So what we're gonna do is after we sew it, we can flip it inside out and you'll hide all of these seams and you'll only see all these nice, beautiful finished seams. Now I left a hole in the front center seam, so I'm going to reach in and flip this whole dress inside out through this little hole. So this is how the dress looks now. And we're still going to have to take care of that gaping hole I left in the front seam. So I am hand sewing this hole shut. So now with all these beautifully finished seams that we have just created, I really want to kind of add a little bit of an extra detail. So I'm going to be doing a top stitch. So everywhere that we previously sewed, that's going to be the bottom hem, the front closures, and the neckline, I'm going to run a straight stitch over it. Now everything looks beautiful, except we still have to do something with the sleeves. Now the sleeves are going to be cuffed anyways, so I'm not particularly picky on how I finish off these rough ends here. Fold inward the rough edges on both sides of the sleeve, and then I'm actually just going to do a straight stitch with my machine, and that is going to sew both ends together. So now all that's left is to do some detailing and deal with this front closure. Now, in the anime world, Temari seems to have been designed to have 4 little buckle closures holding her dress together. And while this works great in the anime world, it does not work that great in the real world. 4 clasps is not going to be enough to stop any gapping in the front, so that means I'm actually going to be sewing this front closer completely shut. It's kind of like fake pockets on jeans, so I can definitely just pull this dress on over my head with no problems. So even though we aren't using any clasps to hold the front of this dress together, I would still like to somehow incorporate clasps so you still get the same illusion as you do in the anime and it looks accurate. So with this beautiful front closure that I've sewn together, I'm actually going to rip it apart in a few little places. So now those D-rings can just slide under that little opening that I've created. So I am hand sewing these holes shut with the D-ring in place. And I didn't want this D-ring sliding around a lot, so I'm actually going to loop the thread around the D-ring as well, and that's going to very securely just hold this in place. We have our details done for the dress. Now, one other thing I would like to cover in this tutorial is how to make her sash. So Temari has this super long and flowing red sash that she wears around her waist, so I would like to make that as well. So I cut out a whole 1.5 yards of this fabric, and it's a little bit too wide and not quite long enough. So I'm going to be cutting this fabric in half, and then I connect those 2 halves together lengthwise, and I'm going to have a 3-yard long sash. Now with these pieces I've cut out, the fabric is doubled up, so the sash will also be completely lined in the same way that the dress is. I'm going to sew one side of the sash together. And once I've done that for both halves of the sash, I can now connect them together. And now we just have one seam left to sew for this sash, and that is folding the sash over and sewing the other side. So we're really making one really long tube. So after sewing that last side, I'm going to reach all the way through this sash and flip it inside out. And with the sash complete, I have one other little thing I want to go over, and that is everything that is worn under the dress. Now, if you would like to sew this yourself, I do have some tutorials up on how to make the forearm and leg covers, but I thought I would also share with you a really cheap and easy way to do all of this netting stuff going on in Temari's Genin dress outfit. So I actually just bought a pair of extra large fishnet tights, and I'm going to cut a hole in the crotch area. And that's because we're going to actually wear these tights as a shirt. I can actually just put my head through that hole, and then my arms go where your legs would go. Now, Temari also has some leg accessories, and I definitely don't need the tights to go over my hands. That's a little excessive. So I'm going to cut off pretty much at the elbow where I'm going to have the shirt. And then we still have some of the tights left that we can use for her leg accessories. And for one of the sock parts, I'm just going to cut off the toes, and that can be the little leg piece. And then for the other sock part, I'm just gonna wear it as a sock. I do have tutorials on how I styled Temari's wig and how I made her giant fan prop if you would like to check that out. So I do have a playlist to check out all of my Naruto tutorials. I've done quite a few at this point. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!